Time for another episode of the Joshcast. Yeah, the way I said that just now was just very theatrical. Too theatrical. Need to just be more... I want to be more authentic. So I should probably do... Oh, God! It's time for another episode. Life of the Joshcast. There, that feels right. Feels correct. It's odd. I'm feeling like I am... I'm feeling like I'm not the nerd I once was. Still a nerd. There's a lot going on nerd-wise that I'm doing. I think, I pay my nerd dues. I'm part of the nerd club. I still have the card. I read the newsletter. But I don't feel like I'm the epitome of a nerd anymore. I think nerd's the wrong... It's not quite... I don't know if that's the right word to describe me. Have I watched 2010, the sequel to 2001, over 100 times? Yes. But I don't know if that alone is enough to allow me to identify as nerd. I don't know. It might not be enough anymore. Because I don't keep up with, I still haven't seen Avengers Endgame. And I feel like if I were a true nerd, I would have seen it, I would have commented on it, I'd be tweeting about it, I would have made a video about it where I dissect it and go, here's what worked, here's what didn't. Here's the cosmic significance. That's... I think if I was at the top of my nerd game, that's what I would be doing. But I'm not there. I haven't seen that, haven't seen Stranger Things. I'm an aging nerd. There it is. There's the right level of sadness, the twinge of sadness that makes it perfect. Aging nerd. That's the problem. Sitting alone in a bar, drinking tea, because that's what aging nerds do. Looking around going, these young nerds, they don't know the struggle. You couldn't openly talk about Star Wars in my day. You had to keep a lid on that. So then I'm trying to ask myself, well, what am I? Is aging nerd, is that it? Is that what I am? What's that unique thing that defines me, that separates me from other people? What's that specific detail? I'd go with depression, but I'm beginning to think that it's a bit too common. It's 8:11, proud of myself. Got up earlier. Did what I needed to do. More time to write. Hopefully this translates to writing more as opposed to thinking, I got more time. And then I write a joke and then stare off into the darkness. And then write another joke and then stare off into the darkness. What have you? I want there to be increase of productivity here. Another thing I've noticed, by the way, is that since I've quit sugar and I'm eating healthier, it is easier for me to wake up in the morning. And I think that just could be my stomach going, can we do something fun today, please? And then my intestines going, no, let's not do something fun. Let's give me a break. More accurately, it's my taste buds going, can we do something fun today? And my stomach and my intestines going, no, we're good the way things are. This is fine. Let's stick with the salads for a while. I enjoyed the sequel to 2001, by the way. I own it. I watch it on the regular. Or is the phrase on the reg? Is that even a phrase? I don't even know. I'm out of the lingo. Although it's more and more becoming emojis, which I can't read emojis. Somebody sends an emoji sentence and I all right, I guess they want pizza? I don't know. My emoji skills are pre-basic. They didn't have that at Ponderosa Elementary School back in the late 80s, early 90s. So forgive me for not being up to speed. See, aging nerd. Well, in my day, we used words. I also need to get a new shirt. My shirts are getting worn out. That's becoming more of a process. No shirt I get. I don't put anything on anymore and I look in the mirror and go, that fixes it. There we go. Now I'm a man. Now the picture is complete. Probably could do with a uniform. That's the cool thing about Star Trek, is everyone's got one uniform. That's the one thing they wear, and it lets people know what they do. You're in yellow, all right. You're either engineering or operations. These are the Next Generation colors, by the way, not original series colors, just so we're clear. I like that. I want to buy an outfit that says, okay, you suffer from anxiety. And the guy in front of me appears to be... I'm trying to figure out what kind of vehicle this person is on, because it looks like it is a motorized unicycle. The man in front of me is riding on a motorized unicycle. And he's wearing a motorcycle helmet. The guy in front of me is riding a motorized unicycle. I didn't even know this was a thing. A motorized unicycle. I've got to process this for a second. Riding a motorized unicycle on Los Angeles streets. It kind of feels like taking a stroll in your underwear in a helicopter blade factory. But nevertheless, he is doing it. And again, there's that, because this is the second time I've run across someone on a unicycle. And both times, and maybe I'm imagining it, but both times I got the vibe that there was a little bit of a superiority complex. That, yeah, I can do this. You can't do this. I can move around quite easily on a unicycle. I'm a superior being to you. There's a smugness. There's a unicycle smugness that's happening. Granted, I've only seen 2 people on unicycles. But I think that underneath that, I think there's an insecurity. That yes, I'm riding around on a unicycle, and I recognize this is at odds with the status quo. But that was a motorized unicycle. Motorized. A motorized unicycle. I badly badly want the guy driving the motorized unicycle to become a part of the Hells Angels. Badly. Not only that, to be accepted by them. Nothing would be better than to see a team of Harleys and then a guy on a unicycle. That's Snake Man. You don't mess with him. As tough as we are, he's twice as tough. None of us could balance like that. Uh-oh. Tim's angry. How do you know? He started juggling. Uh-oh. This begs the question, am I being too cruel now to people who ride unicycles? Am I punching down? Am I attacking a group? Technically this would be a minority group. Don't see a lot. We're not in the majority. They are not in the majority. Am I crossing the line by talking about people and their unicycles? If it's any consolation, unicycle people, I could not do that. I would be too afraid to do that on an LA city street, because not only would I have the fear of getting hit by a car, I would also, and I just want to point out here, this guilt that I feel over making fun of people who ride unicycles is 100% genuine. This twinge of guilt. It's like, dude, you've been I'm telling myself this, Josh, you've been the unicycle guy before. In other situations, you have been that dude. You've ridden on a scooter. You went through elementary, middle, and high school as yourself. Psychologically, emotionally speaking, you are the unicycle guy. Your sideburns currently do not match. You are the unicycle guy, Josh. So why don't you slow it up? I think we're accomplishing a lot on this podcast. I think so. Calling myself out for that. So now I need to issue a formal apology to all unicycle riders. And I just want to say I apologize for making light of your transportation choice. That is not my intention. I humbly bow down to the fact that you can do this in LA traffic and maintain your balance at the same time. I'm sitting in a car right now, and even I'm not 100% convinced I can handle the balance. Guy on a unicycle. There it is. There it is. Okay, so not a nerd, or not as much of a nerd. Aging nerd. I like aging nerd. And I do feel more at home in the self-deprecation than making fun of other people. Like, literally, I am still in my head now over this unicycle thing. My fear is I'm going to become famous. Someone's going to listen to this podcast, and they're going to go, well, what a dick. So I think maybe the nerdiness is not quite as present as the anxiety and the neuroticness. So maybe that needs to be the angle. Maybe my first album needs to, I made an album already that 6 people listen to. My second album needs to be, an evening of panic. I like that. I like where that's going. I like the feeling of that. That feels right.